Who are you picking for your 300th pull selection? Hello everybody, I've been playing since day one, and I've almost accumulated enough free monochrome tapes to reach the 300th milestone. I'm just one tape away from bringing someone home, however. I can't decide who to pick, was hoping to get some advice on which agent to select or which Mindscape Cinema one to unlock if I theoretically owned each and every one. Thoughts and comments are much appreciated. I'll let you know in a year when I get there for sure. I'm at like 160 out of 300. Only use the normal tapes, not wasting any polychrome on non-limited characters. I'm pretty sure even with insane luck, 230 is a cap for people who don't waste polychromes. Either Soldier 11 or Rena, same. They're the only two standard characters that I haven't picked up yet. Grace. Anomaly characters are the only type ideal for stacking multiple of it into a single team, and yet they're not the most common, especially when you exclude limited banners. Also Bellaboob Heavy Industries. My main team has Jane and Piper. I love how anomalies stack, they are crazy together. Plus a Caesar to keep them alive. The point is to use different elements for that disorder proc. But whatever, Jane and Caesar are so good on their own that team's automatically a banger. Soldier 11. Although I am about 102 tapes away from the 300 signal search, so I'm just waiting as the master tapes trickle in. In terms of who you should select, I don't really know who you have and who you like. Upgrading Lycaon seems like a great idea though. Boosting one of the best stunners to M1 can't be a bad idea. I've been unfortunate enough to get C4 Soldier 11 and Zero Grace, Khalida or Nicomeda. I'll admit, I'm kind of tempted to use my 300 pull on another Soldier 11, then hopefully get another off a random pull, just to see if her C6 is particularly good or not. I see you're in a similar boat to me, except I've only got to C3 so far. Though, I'm not sure if I'll also get a Soldier 11 dub, or grab Grace to start an anomaly team with Piper. No go for Khalida. S11 Khalida team is kinda crazy, she looks so good with her hair down. I was prepared to enter the comments without seeing Soldier 11. Color me surprised. I've been an 11 main ever since release. I prefer her gameplay over anyone else. The way you have to time her attacks breaks the monotony of spam, and her iframes are incredibly fun to abuse. My current stats are 3,200, 63%, and 165%, and have been clearing content ever since, including Nineveh 11, both in Exploration and Blitz, the former arguably being the hardest. I was originally drawn to her because she just looked great. I love the retro future soldier vibes, and then her gameplay in the Trial and Agent story really sealed the deal for me. It's like a rhythm game. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get her. Otherwise, I'd have been a S11 main that is a very impressive build. I can only hope to create something similar if and when I get her myself. I'm getting Lycaon cause I like him. Same. And I like Ellen. I would just pick whichever one you are missing, unless you know you definitely won't use them. If none of them fulfill those criteria, you should think about Rena's M1. It increases the strength of her buff and greatly increases the duration. Rena. C1 Rena sounds worthwhile. I run Jane, Rena, and Grace. She's quite good at M1. You basically gain 5.5 more secs of on-field with Jane or Grace, and her pen buff gets upgraded from 30% to 39%. I love her. She's an excellent supporter. Probably Nico or Rena. I've been lucky with the characters I've been getting since I have Grace, S11, and Lycan. Nico is underperforming even with Sig. Wouldn't recommend unless you really like her. Caesar fixed her problem of having no teams besides Nicole/Ambi. I would seriously reevaluate her if you have Caesar. My Nico/Caesar/Chingy team is almost as good as my Jane team, who is, I would say, inarguably the best DPS in the game at the moment. Nico has been feeling extremely good paired with Caesar. Have Caesar and her engine, and Caesar's long-lasting buffs and debuffs work well with Nico, who likes to be out and actively dodging enemies. I also like Nico against trash mobs the most because she does a lot of AO. But I will say I don't think she really stands out either. I don't have Ellen but assume she's quite a bit better. I have Jiyeon, and no one holds a candle to her min-max. This is a bit niche, but Nico also tends to have a lot of energy, meaning she can activate her X special quite often. If you have M6 Lucy, Nico, Caesar, Lucy team, you can easily keep Lucy's buff on Nico almost the entire time without switching away from Nico. As you can imagine, full-time Caesar plus Lucy buff plus Nico's dodge counter buff plus possibly her backstab buffs equal bosses become a cat toy. Make sure you're behind the enemy when they're stunned and you activate the ultimate, and watch their health bar get folded in half. Nico has a pretty solid C1 and C2 as well. 25% more energy regen, then like 18% armor ignore on backstabs, and stunned enemy hits are always backstabs. Wifus over meta, remember? You better like Nico and you are not getting her for meta reasons. Edit. Bro, why the mere mention of meta triggered so many people? Play the game the way you want, fellas. It will not change the fact that some characters are made functionally worse than others. I just think she's neat. Meta is lame. I have the first two ladies, so Lycon or Soldier 11. I want a fire team so bad. Nico, but I'm like a 170-ish I think. Grace? Not making the same mistake twice and picking build necessity over character preference, I still don't have a Mako. Kitty. Lycaon, his greaves are so cool. If she doesn't spook me early, Kalita, my favorite character design in the whole game. If she does, Grace. Lycaon easily. If I got him before 300th pull, Grace. I already got Nicomata and Soldier 11. Soldier 11. Already have Lycaon and Grace, but would have picked Thin S11 regardless. Probably Soldier 11. I have her C1 already, but I just like the gameplay and I guess I can keep upgrading her. Probably Rina to get her to C1. I picked Grace. Kalita was my starter S rank. Bellobox great and Grace throws grenades. It was a no-brainer really.
Subscribe and like video.
Rina because she really needs to be C1 to be good. That extra 5 seconds means a lot. Either Rina dupe or Kalita, I'm still unsure. I don't have Kalita, but Rina dupe is way too important for her. The difference between C1 and C0 is heaven and earth. First person I see saying Kalita. Soldier 11.